Hello.
Hi, good
Hello.
evening.
Good evening.
How
How
are
are you?
you?
I'm
I'm
fine.
good. How are
Thank you.
you?
And yeah.
Okay, all right. So,
Mm,
you were supposed to discuss a topic.
yeah. And you had provided me some words on the basis of which I had to share a story as well.
Yes, yes.
So,
Tell me.
mm, oh my God. Something popped up on my screen. I am unable to see you now.
Leave and rejoin. I think then it will be okay. Yes.
Okay. So, what shall we start?
You tell me the story.
Okay. So, the words were girl, farmer,
I remember.
and
You can
Mr.
start with the story.
Okay. So, once upon a time, there lived a farmer in a village. He he was alone. He had no kids at all. And one day, when he was passing through uh, a nearby temple, he found a girl uh, of just 4 or 6 months, maybe, uh, lying there on the stairs of the temple. So he took her, and then he thought that I would nourish her and lead my life this way. So when he came back, his neighbors started uh, uh, his neighbors started talking nonsense about that, because someone of them knew that the girl belonged to somebody who had been killed on the charges of witchcraft, and because of that they were on the basis of superstition saying that even the girl child does not deserve to live, and you should not take care of this. You should focus on your life, get married, you are doing good job, you should do all these things. And this is how they somehow managed to put him on a trial in the village itself, and then he was expatriated from there. So the
He
moment
was. He was what?
he was exiled, he got he got exiled from the village uh, through that committee which had been said. So he thought that how on earth can people think like this even in this era. So he thought, okay, I will leave the village and took this girl child with me and start my life again. So he went, and in search of a good place, he was wandering here and there, and then he found a beautiful place nearby a river. So he started living there, and instead of farming, he started fishing. So he became a fisherman, and on the basis of that, he nourished that girl child to such an extent that the baby girl, turned became a doctor later in her life. And when she got to know the story of her life and her uh, or her other lives, she was curious to know that which village he used to live in, so that she could help him establish in the same village again. So she somehow tried to find that, and she got to know about the village. She went there as a doctor, treated the patients of that village so much so that even the old ones who came to know about the reality of that girl, that okay, she is the same girl about whom we were discussing. We had discussed all that, and we had sent that farmer out of our village. So when they came to know, they uh, they were quite embarrassed on their decision that okay, we had not done the right thing, and they have started respecting the girl now, and the girl was finally successful in re-establishing his father in his patriotic village or native village. So in that way, she is leading a good life now, and
Okay.
those who were earlier jealous of them are now happy with them.
Okay. All right. So those who were jealous, okay, yeah, I think it is fine. So I think overall you spoke well. It's a very interesting story. Did you make up this story or did you read it online?
Oh, no. Just I tried to make I mean I had tried on different stories. I was trying to make different stories with this same kind of words, and then I found that okay, this one is nice to be shared,
Very
because
interesting.
you had challenged me that yes, I have to go, I mean I have to think something different. So instead of coming back, like if I had tried it the last time, I would have simply said that okay, there was a girl, and who belonged to a farmer community, and people were jealous of them, but she turned out to become a good sportsman or
Successful.
something like that, yeah, successful
Right.
person,
Yeah.
and that would have an end.
Been much easier.
Yeah,
But why I told you is that you're capable of thinking. You know, a lot of times what happens is we as human beings, whenever it's easy, no comfort zone, we will want to stay there. But the moment you step out of your comfort zone, you will yourself not realize how efficient you are, right?
right.
I mean, these times that you realize, oh, am I a storyteller? Oh, I'm telling stories. How amazing is that?
And that's why when I was thinking, I mean, I had not spoken all these things. I had just imagined that this should be the plot line.
Should be the, yeah,
Otherwise, yeah, so that I should not look like that, okay, I have prepared something and then speaking. So it should
right.
sound spontaneous at the same time as well.
Absolutely,
And
absolutely.
it would, because I think whenever I go back and check the recording, I am going quite slow here and there, just
Yeah.
imagining that okay, what are the things that I have to say.
Right, right, right. Don't worry, that speed will come. We are focusing right now on the accuracy of grammar and language. So, speed will
Yeah,
eventually follow when you are confident. Speed is all about
right,
confidence. Okay.
right.
All right. So, you wanted to discuss a topic. I don't remember the name of the topic, but I do remember you wanted to
uh,
discuss.
yes, open book examination.
Let's
Yeah,
discuss that. I'll tell you a story, then we'll discuss.
okay,
Story. So I was in the 10th grade, real story, okay? I was in the 10th standard and my class was the naughtiest class. Like we got suspended for 2 weeks. That naughty, okay? And
okay,
once it so happened that geography pre-selection or selection, no, pre-selection, September pre-selection, our someone leaked the geography paper from my class and it was
okay,
distributed to all of us. We all had the geography paper. Okay.
okay,
We all got from friends, this, that, and we all got the entire class had the paper. So entire class was one group. Okay, it was not like friends groups were not there. Everyone was one unit. So we all got the paper and we were all very confident. Oh, chalo, we'll do it, this, that. In that overconfidence, none of us studied because we have the paper, we know what the questions are, we'll manage, we'll see, we just thought of the answers. That's about it.
yeah,
Okay, and the headmaster came to know in the evening around 7 o'clock that the paper got leaked. There was a boy called Mayank, he leaked the papers, so that he came to know. Now, what to do? They didn't want to change the papers overnight. What my headmaster did is next day morning, we all were very confident. We entered the examination hall. The examiner called us and he made us sit. He said, "Get your books also with you all. Get your books." We were like, why does he need books? Probably he's thinking we will cheat, so wants to put it on the table and all. So we got the books, and there are our tables. The headmaster comes and says, I know someone leaked the paper. He never mentioned the name. We all knew the name. He did not know. Someone has leaked the papers. Our teacher suggested to change the question paper, but I am not changing the question paper. In fact, it is going to be an open book examination for you all. The CCTV camera there is not, I'm going to switch that off. There will not be any invigilator for you all in this class. 2 hours, you are with your books to answer this paper. Oh, no, no, no. He changed the paper and he gave us the books. He changed the paper. He said, this is the book. Go try and pass this exam. That challenge he gave us with the books. He said, 2 hours, no invigilator, no CCTV camera. Do what you want to pass in this exam. Okay, open book examination. Trust me, Raj, 4 out of 48 passed. I also failed. All of us failed. Only four. Open book
Yeah,
examination and we failed because we were overconfident. And we only
right.
studied what was there in the paper. So we don't know anything else. So
Okay.
yeah, this is a
Yeah.
real story. And the moment you said the topic, this entire flashback came in. So why did you come up with
Okay.
this?
I mean, we have been discussing a lot about education system. So the moment I read this, I was excited that okay, this is something that might change our education system and the rote learning, the mugging up thing. But then I tried to realize it from different angle, and I was thinking that no matter which course we take, no matter what we are studying, at some point of time, we will have to learn something. So let's say if I talk about English, the way I'm working on other the all the learners. So at some point of time, they have to learn a proper grammatical rules. They have to remember the word meanings. If they don't, there is no other substitute. I mean, there is no substitute of these things. If we talk about maths, definitely we will have to learn those formulas.
Formulas.
So how can we adopt this open book examination thing, and how can we change the education system? I just wanted to have a deep discussion on this to understand it in a better way. So I thought,
But tell me
what
something,
should
Raj.
can a
Why do
teacher
you
do with?
No, I get your point. My question is, why do you wish to change? See, if you have a problem with the education system, you might as well want to reduce the subjects or reduce the number of topics in one subject. But why opt for something like an open book examination? What benefit will it have, according to you?
That's what I was trying to understand. And the moment we talk about open book examination, it's not something like that. The question would be similar. I mean, if the question that are being asked in this currently, if the question would be same, then there is no benefit of open book examination. The question should be different. For example, the perfect example of open book examination would be the way we see unseen passages in English language. So you have to learn the passage and then you have to deduce the meaning out of that and then answer the questions. The question are not written there. For example, uh, it would not be asked that when did Ashoka change into a Buddhism or into a monk, but the question would be asked that what is the impact of Ashoka changing from a killer to a monk. So if these questions are being asked and a passage is given from where you have to decipher the meaning. I mean, if we are going to implement something like this, then it can change. But otherwise, there would be no benefit.
Okay, but here, when you're talking about, say, Ashoka, for example, I think Kalinga War, after Kalinga War, he
Yeah,
changed his mind, right? If I'm not wrong. Now, don't you think the question that you just mentioned would only become very philosophical and not factual?
right.
So then, now you say It's a class of 30 students. Every curriculum overall, the education policy board uh, designs the curriculum in such a manner that every child is catered to it. All 30 kids are not the same. Someone is dumb, someone is very smart, someone is okay. There are different varieties of children, but they
Right.
cater to every child. Now, if you involve philosophy or you involve some deep understanding of topics for children, see, ultimately they're children till class 12, they're kids. So, if you do that for kids, don't you think it will become too heavy for a particular section of students?
Definitely that will. But even in the current situation, we are trying to focus on something that will lessen the burden of the students. So the moment we, I mean, evaluate them on the basis of the examinations that we are evaluating over the period of decade, maybe, or more than that. So like we are looking forward to changing something in that. Uh, so in that way, uh, we will have to look for something which bring a balance between knowledge and whatever they study. I mean, what is the benefit of mugging up something which is not going to be used in your real life,
I
right?
agree. The mugging up part, I agree. I definitely agree. Everyone should understand and learn and not mug up. There are certain topics for sure which I feel are not really needed. Like, say, for example, differentiation in maths, integration, trigonometry. We don't really need those. Not everyone needs it. Let's keep it that
Oh
way.
my God. No,
Right.
I mean, those who are uh, moving in the field of engineering and that
Yeah,
they
that's why I
definitely
said
need it.
not everyone needs it.
Of course.
Right. Yeah. So that can be done. But again, okay, you have come to the topic of mugging up and that. But when it comes to open book examination, it's an entirely different story. Even if you're mugging up and you're doing an open book, have you ever given an open book examination?
No.
No, I have given twice in my life. One in class 8 because our headmaster thought the same way. So he had given open book examination for all the exams in the first semester. So all our exams were open book because he wanted to try something out. So in 8th grade, I had given, and then 10th because of the fiasco that happened. Right. But when I gave it in the 8th grade, we realized one thing, that children take education for granted if it's open book. If today, Raj, I'm going to tell you that, I'm going to teach you 5 new words. Okay. You know it. That, oh, these are the 5 new words that are going to come today. Don't you think you will not look at them only? You'll be like, Arey, she's going to anyway do it. It's okay. I know it's going to be from here only. Where else will she ask from? So don't you think the casual attitude is going to increase? Or is it the other way? What do you think?
Mm. I wanted to understand all these concepts, but I would like to uh, bring up my viewpoint again
Of course,
that
of
when
course.
we say open book examination, we will have to focus that the questions would not be same. It's not that you would be able to take out the answers from the books itself unless you have studied it correctly. So even I have not been able to understand that why they have come up with this. And though they have said it eloquently that they are not going to implement it in board exams, they are just going to trial it for 9 to 12th exam in November, December this year. But what I am trying to understand is they would uh, tweak the pattern of question for sure.
They will. They will have to. They don't have a
Yeah,
choice. They can't keep it very direct.
right.
Right.
I mean, they can't give the questions like when was Babur born, and then give you a book to write the answer from taking
Absolutely.
out answer from that book.
That would be the first line itself in the
Yeah.
Mughal Empire. Right. So, of course, that you can't do. But I don't know. See, I am not very for the open book examination personally. Everyone has their own opinion, but when it comes to me, I think I am still I'm okay. Yeah, educational system. A lot of things need to be changed for sure. Subjects in terms of topics and everything, but open book examination is not something I would want to, vouch for. I feel the traditional way of learning before the exam and giving the exam, learning, understanding whatever you do, then giving the exam is way better than giving the child the book and go read and find out. What do you feel? What are your what is your opinion?
I I was thinking that if the way we check students by giving them unseen passages in English or in language paper,
Yeah.
if we can adopt the same thing in other subjects as well, maybe in science and social science. I was trying to decipher this meaning from this open book
Yes.
examination concept. Then this
Yes.
can be something which will change, because then people or the children would not be concentrating on mugging up something, but rather they would be looking forward to understanding the concept. That unless I understand this concept, I would not be able to write anything.
Right, right,
So,
right.
are we moving towards something like this? Then I wish that this will bring up a good change, a positive change.
So this is going to be very tricky. When it will happen, we'll see how it goes because it is going to have a very divided opinion, right?
Yeah,
So we'll have to see how it is taken by the parents, the children, the teachers, the organizations, and of course the exam committee. So, the quality of answers also, that also depends, right? Based on the book,
right,
whether they're changing the sentence or whether they're just copy pasting from the book. You can tweak the question, but what if the student is not tweaking the answer? The student
right,
understood the question, copy paste. Quickly watch right. If you're doing that, then it's absolute waste of time. Right. That though if you
right,
give me something to write in French, I will also copy and write. But it's a waste of time.
right. Of
Right. So
course,
that shouldn't also happen. Right. So it's going to be quite
right.
interesting. I'm looking forward to the end of the year. And thank you, Ranjan. Raj, sorry. You actually opened a new perspective in my life. And I will look forward to actually observing what happens when this is put in action. So thank you.
I mean, I am also looking that if something like this happens, but I'm not very much positive about this because they have already
Yeah.
uh, stated it. And I only today I was reading another article which suggests that 30 years back, 30 years
Mhm.
ago, maybe in the late 90s or early 90s, something like this had been reported by a committee, but then that report got overlooked by the board and the
So,
government, and nothing happened.
okay, okay. Let's see. Probably this time it will not happen. Hope for the best.
Yeah,
Okay, so it was a very, very good discussion, Raj. Finally, we did discuss the topic you have always wanted to discuss. So now in the
yeah.
next session, I am going to focus a lot on a little bit of comprehension, the one that you suggested. I like that idea. So I'll try that with you. Will you show a paragraph, ask you questions, probably. That will be one. And second would be a little bit of
Okay,
grammar is what I'm looking at. Okay?
okay,
All
sure.
right. So I'll see you in the next session. Okay. Okay.
Okay,
Bye. Good night.
bye, bye, good night, and see